The short form of representing floral characters, family characters, are by two methods. One is floral formula and second is floral diagrams. These are the convenient shorthand methods for recording floral symmetry, number of parts of a flower, fusion, conation or adnation, insertion, any new parts are inserted, and what is the ovary position. Mainly 5 symbols are used. One for floral symmetry, that is actinomorphic, zygomorphic, asymmetric, number of sepals, number of petals, and number of stamens and number of carpels. These are the 5 representations often we see in a floral formula. They are the useful tools for remembering characteristics of various angiosperm families. So, if you see a floral formula, you can very well see the for example, if you see a floral formula, you can assume to which family this floral formula is belonging, or to which family this flower is belonging. That is the benefit of floral formula. So, first thesis, the first letter for representing, or the first part, or the first representation in a floral formula is symmetry. We know that there are 3 kinds of symmetry: radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry, and asymmetry. Radial symmetry is represented with the help of a star. That means the flower is equally divided into any planes into 2 equal halves through different planes. Second one is bilateral symmetry. So a flower can be divided into 2 halves through only one plane. Third form is asymmetry, which cannot be divided. So radial symmetry is represented with the help of an asterisk. Bilateral symmetry is with the help of an X. Psi symbol indicates asymmetric condition. So in a floral formula, if you see a star, you can assume this flower is actinomorphic. If you say an X, you can tell it is a flower which is having bilateral symmetry or zygomorphic condition. So second major symbol or second symbol comes in a floral formula is K. K represents calyx. So often after this K, the number of petals and sepals are represented in the form of a letter. Say for example, K5 means 5 petals. K4 means, sepals, 5 sepals. K is representing calyx, so 5 sepals. K3 means 3 sepals. And if this digit 5 is in a bracket, that means there are 5 sepals, but they are fused. Gamopetalous condition. If there is no bracket, that means polysepalous condition. So this K5 represents polysepalous. K5 in bracket represents gamosepalous condition. So this is polysepalous free, and if in bracket it is called gamosepalous condition. And the C represents corolla. Corolla means the inner verb, and similar to calyx, C after 5. After C that's a 5. This 5 represents how many petals are there. And if this 5 is not in a bracket, that indicates polypetalous condition. And if this 5 is within a bracket, it is gamosepalous condition. So C5 represents corolla of 5, they are polysepalous. C5 in bracket represents corolla of 5, they are gamosepalous. Gamopetalous. So polypetalous and gamopetalous condition. The fourth symbol in floral formula is androecium. If there are infinite number of stamens, that is called A infinity. That is not countable many number. Otherwise, A within bracket the number of stamens will be represented. For example, A10 indicates androecium is formed of 10. And if 10 is without a bracket, that is called polyandrous condition. If 10 is within a bracket, that is called fusion. Okay. So this is A10 indicates androecium 10. Similarly, is the case with gynoecium. G10, gynoecium 10, and often to represent gynoecium, whether it is hypogynous, epigynous or perigynous, we use a dash. We use a small dash. See, after putting G10, if we put a dash above gynoecium, that means Gynoecium is inferior. And if you put a dash below gynoecium, gynoecium is superior. And if you put a dash here by the side of 10, see for example at the middle portion of G like this, that represent gynoecium is perigynous, that is half inferior. So we will put a dash here. So gynoecium is represented by G and number of carpels is represented by their number, and if that number is in a bracket, that represents fused condition. If the number is not in a bracket, that indicates they are free. And often hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous are represented by putting a dash above, below or middle of the G. Okay. So see this diagram. So this floral formula star. So actinomorphic. K5 calyx 5, C5 corolla 5. They are polysepalous and polypetalous. Androecium many, androecium infinity, gynoecium 10. They are poly. Okay. Often at the end of the floral formula, we will put the type of fruit also. What kind of fruit we can see, berry or capsule. That is also often seen. It's not mandatory, but that is also often seen. And the fusion, as I told you in the beginning, when they are fused, we will put a bracket. See, conation means similar. Fusion of similar parts in a flower. See, for example, petals fusing with petal, or carpels fusing with carpel, or stamen fusing with stamen. So, fusion of similar parts are called conation. And often conation is represented with the help of a bracket. The fused parts are present in a bracket. See, for example, if this 5 is in a bracket, that indicates androecium 5, they are fused. Calyx 5, they are fused. Corolla 5, they are fused. All these are represented by putting a bracket. Now, and think about the parts which are dissimilar. See, for example, you are having 5 petals, okay, in a flower, of which 2 petals are larger. So you can write petals, so corolla C 3 plus 2. 3 similar and 2 similar. Like this, if there are androecium having 10 stamens, 5 are larger and 5 are smaller. So you can represent 5 plus 5 means androecium is 10, but they are not similar, they are of 2 types. Now, there are also fusion of unlike parts or unsimilar parts. See, for example, often petals fuse with androecium. It means corolla is fused with androecium. Then we will put a line connecting different parts. See, for example, there is corolla 4 and androecium 2. They are fused. So over this 4 corolla and A, we will put a square bracket on the upper side. We will put a square bracket on the upper side, or we will put a line C4 A4, and above these two we will put a small line that indicates they are fused. So adnation or fusion of dissimilar parts are represented by drawing a line on the top of the fused parts, whether it is calyx or corolla or androecium, whatever may be the case. And this portion we will discuss later. What is the modified type of inflorescence, that we can discuss later. Okay, so these are the basic things what you should know, and the remaining topic, whenever an instance comes, whenever there is an instance, or instance വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പറയും, ഒരു ഫാമിലിയിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്ത് പറഞ്ഞു തരാം, അതാണ് നല്ലത്. Now let's see here. See, this can also be represented by a floral diagram. എങ്ങനെയാ ഫ്ലോറൽ ഡയഗ്രാം വരയ്ക്കുന്നത്? ഇവിടെ നോക്ക്, ഒരു ചെറിയ ചന്ദ്രക്കല വരച്ചാൽ അത് ബ്രാക്റ്റ്. പക്ഷെ ആ ചന്ദ്രക്കല അകം ഷെയ്ഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. ഒരു ചന്ദ്രക്കല വരച്ചിട്ട് അകത്ത് ഷെയ്ഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് ബ്രാക്റ്റ്. ചില കേസുകളിൽ ഇവിടെ ഒരു നോച്ച് കൂടെ കാണും. ഇതുപോലത്തെ നോച്ച് വരയ്ക്കുന്നവരുണ്ട് ചില ഫ്ലോറൽ ഡയഗ്രാമിൽ. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് ബ്രാക്റ്റ്. ഇത് സെപ്പൽ, അതിനകത്ത് ഷെയ്ഡിങ് ഇല്ല. ഇത് പെറ്റൽ. ഓക്കെ, പെറ്റൽസ് ഒരു ചന്ദ്രക്കല തന്നെ, പക്ഷെ ഇവിടെ ഒരു നോച്ച് ഉണ്ട്. സ്റ്റേമൻസ് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. സ്റ്റാമിനോട് ഇങ്ങനെ, നെക്ടറി ഇങ്ങനെ. So these are all representations of different parts of flower. ഓവറി വരച്ച് കാണിക്കുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു പാർട്ട് പെറ്റലുമായിട്ട് ഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ അതിങ്ങനെ കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് കാണിക്കണം. So these are the adjacent fusion of petals കാണിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു വരയിട്ടാണ്. So like this. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള പാർട്സ് വെച്ച് നമ്മൾ വരച്ചാൽ see this diagram. ഈ ഒരു ഡയഗ്രാം ഞാൻ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്ത് പറഞ്ഞുതരാം. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും ഇതെങ്ങനെയാണ്. I am putting this, okay. ഈ ഫ്ലവറിന്റെ ആന്റീരിയറും പോസ്റ്റീരിയർ സൈഡ് ഉണ്ട്. ബ്രാക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇവിടെയാണ് വരയ്ക്കേണ്ടത്. ബ്രാക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഈ താഴ്ഭാഗത്താണ് വരയ്ക്കേണ്ടത്. ഈ ഫ്ലവറിലില്ല, ഇതിലൊന്നിലും ബ്രാക്റ്റ് അവർ വരച്ചിട്ടില്ല. ലോവർ പാർട്ടിലാണ് ബ്രാക്റ്റ് വരേണ്ടത്. നമുക്ക് പുറത്തുനിന്ന് പോകാം. ഇതിൽ ഏറ്റവും പുറത്ത് കാണുന്ന വേൾ അതാണ്. ദ ഔട്ടർ മോസ്റ്റ് വേൾ ഈസ് കാലിക്സ്. എത്ര എണ്ണം ഉണ്ട്? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 calyx. Can you see this? Of this 5 calyx, what is the estimation? Can somebody put on the chat box? What see this? I am pointing the mouse. There are 5 calyx, and these 5 calyx are twisted. Great, and they are having a connection. See, there is a connection at this point. So this connection indicate what? If the petals are showing if the sepals are showing a connection, that means it is conation. Similar parts are fused. So fusion of calyx means gamosepalous condition. So 5 sepals, gamosepalous, twisted estivation. ഇത്രയും മനസ്സിലായോ? നോക്കി ഞാൻ ഈ പറഞ്ഞത് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റിയോ? 5 sepals, gamosepalous, twisted estivation. Can you follow me? മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടോ? Yeah, fine. Then come to the inner side. അടുത്ത റൗണ്ട് ഒന്ന് കൗണ്ട് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിയേ. എത്ര പെറ്റൽസ് ഉണ്ടോ? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. എത്ര പെറ്റൽസ് ഉണ്ട്? 5 പെറ്റൽസ് ഉണ്ട് അല്ലേ? 5 പെറ്റൽസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 5 പെറ്റൽസ് ഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആണോ? ദേ ആർ ഫ്യൂസ്ഡ്. കണ്ടല്ലോ, അവിടെ മാർജിൻ ചേർന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, അതുകൊണ്ട് അത് ഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആണ്. അപ്പൊ 5 പെറ്റൽസ് ഗാമോപെറ്റാലസ്. പിന്നെന്താണ്? എന്ത് എസ്റ്റിവേഷൻ ആണ്? Can you see what is the estivation there? Can you see the estivation over there? Estivation is see the estivation of petals here. Anybody? The estivation is twisted estivation. Great. Okay, fine. Now we can see there are 5 stamens also. There are 5 stamens, and these 5 stamens are attached to the middle of the petals. So when stamens are attached to petals, that is called epipetalous. Stamens are present on the petals. That means epipetalous condition. That is why with a line they are fused. So this line is there, and these are the stamens. And if you see the placentation is free central placentation. ഒറ്റ ഓവറി cavity ഉള്ളൂ. So it is free central placentation. Okay. This is how we are explaining the floral diagram. I think you understood how to write a floral formula and how to explain and how to draw a floral diagram.